All right, let's get into the first story. This one's from Daily Mail. I don't know if this is legit or a troll or just one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my fucking life. Um, the title is Should You Save a Dying Stranger If You Know They Eat Meat?
Matt Damon.
Oxford philosopher, controversially, you don't say, argues that it's ethical to let them die because of the suffering they cause to animals. And in parentheses, and he's not even a vegan. Okay, I'm gonna go
Matt
Matt Damon.
Damon.
So obviously, this person's placing an argument. When you're a philosopher, you know you're philosophizing. So you're literally just posing it. So you don't have to go hate this person, but he's posing the conversation like, is it worth saving, or should you save someone? And the answer is obviously fucking yes, because the value of a human life is objectively more than an animal. We are animals, but if you think that an animal's life is more valuable than a human, like you're fundamentally fucked up in the head. Hands down. But I would save my dog over a stranger. That's really fucking weird. It's weird. And it's just disconnected from reality. Okay. So we are animals, yes, but objectively, a human life is worth more than an animal's. It just is. It just is. Consciousness is an amazing thing. A human being is much more valuable than a cow's life or, I don't know, a turtle's life. So, the weird thing here is that being a vegan kills billions of animals a year. Not just from the tilling of the crops and killing gophers and raccoons and all this shit, but the spraying of chemicals of atrazine and glyphosate and all these other chemicals on genetically modified crops kills billions of animals a year. Billions of animals a year. So there's no difference. There's no difference. You're a vegan, but you drive a fucking car. You're killing animals somewhere. Somewhere you're killing the animals. Okay, circle of life. Animals are always dying. Species have always gone and will always continuously go extinct. This is just, come on. So that's very silly to equate a meat eater to someone who's not valuable in terms of like resuscitating. And this is not, again, my opinions on that. I'm not justifying eating farmed. I'm not saying farmed, concentrated feedlots. I'm not saying those are good. I'm not saying caged chickens and really grotesque conditions are good. All that we always talk about how to avoiding those foods, avoiding corn and soy free and sick animals. These are animals that are just slaughtered before they would die anyway from bacterial infections and inflammation. So I'm not saying that the food conditions from concentrated, feedlots where they're just, cows are standing in their own fucking shit and they're getting pumped full of antibiotics and X, Y, and Z. So I'm not saying that's good at all. So putting that aside, this is fucking stupid. Let's see. 2 commonly held beliefs. Let's look at this. First off, this guy looks like a super chode. He looks like he is a vegan, and go to the fucking gym, bro. Like, for real. Okay. Don't listen to anyone that's going to the fucking gym. I don't trust you. I don't trust anyone that doesn't lift some fucking weights. The article reads or whatever. The first is human beings have a duty to rescue each other. These are 2 conflicting beliefs, I suppose. The first is human beings have a duty to rescue each other when doing so comes at a trivial cost. For example, jumping into a pond to save a drowning child, but ruining your clothes in the process. Oh, hold on a second. This guy's name is Dr. Plant? His name is Dr. Plant and he's not a vegan? What the actual fuck is going on? His name's Dr. Plant. The second belief Dr. Plant claims, Jesus, this guy looks like Jeffrey Dahmer. Is it wrong to eat meat because of the suffering animals can experience in factory farms. We already talked about factory farming is atrocious. Livestock like chickens can be kept in cramped, dirty conditions. So are we comparing this to like just shitty quality? You shouldn't be eating that kind of stuff anyway. Some people don't have a choice or the same type of choice or optionality that others do. He says this conflict leaves people who subscribe to the second belief in a morally interesting position if they encounter someone who eats meat drowning in a pond. Hold on a second. And that allowing them to die might in fact be the lesser evil. All right, full stop, pause. He's a philosopher. So before we jump down this chode's throat, he's not saying like, I wouldn't save someone. It's you're posing something in it's like a thought experiment. Okay. It's just a really bad one. So someone's drowning. Hello, you there. Help. I'm drowning. What did you have for lunch? Save me. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. What did you have for lunch? Yeah. So make sure if someone's drowning that you check to see if they had a turkey sandwich before you jump in there. And there's a picture of, a chicken's head in a cage. And is this the Wuhan lab right here? Is this? Oh, they're just okay. I thought that was the Wuhan lab. Let's see. Controversial ideas. I argue that, and a lot. Look, when do philosophers get attention these days? They probably should get a lot more. But at the same time, you'll say controversial things to get attention, and it worked. It seems universally accepted that doing or allowing harm is permissible and may even be required when it is the lesser evil. He wrote this in the Journal of Controversial Ideas. Oh, nice. Let me jump on that. Oh, what are you reading over there? The Journal of Controversial Ideas. Oh, you don't say. You mean conversation? The Journal of Controversial Ideas. I wonder what we're going to find in here. Could it be controversial ideas? And things that people are just saying to make into a journal of controversial ideas? God, okay, let's read a little bit more. I argue that if meat eating is wrong on animal suffering grounds, then once we consider how much suffering might occur, it starts to seem plausible that saving strangers will be the greater evil than not rescuing them and is therefore not required at all. Dr. Plant Dr. Plant compares this to a pond scenario where instead of a child, a person sees a cruel dictator known for torturing their populace drowning. To save the dictator would allow them to continue inflicting suffering, so similar to a meat eater, allowing them to drown might be the lesser evil. Very, 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 holy shit, very fucking different.
Matt Damon.
If I'm walking past a pond and just like Osama bin Laden's like in there like, I'm like I'm late. I got a business meeting. Okay. If you know that there's a cruel dictator that tortures their populace and murders people, yeah, I probably wouldn't save them. I mean, in this theoretical, if I just happened to be walking past a pond and a cruel dictator was drowning, I might just be like, eh. Not to mention, a lot of times when people go out to save someone, they actually die themselves because people that are drowning don't know how to be saved. Like you're panicking, you pull the other person down. Like there's certain ways to try to navigate that, but it's not easy to drag someone out that's drowning. Like they're just dead weight and they're panicking. And yeah, all right, all right, let's leave this. Cool. That was fun. But obviously, look, I'm saying don't take it seriously because obviously it was written by a philosopher in a journal of controversial ideas. Take that very seriously. It's obviously designed to generate this kind of, but it's a thought experiment. And I get the point. But if you're trying to compare someone who is like objectively morally evil, it's a whole different conversation. It's a whole different conversation. Oh my God, this person eats meat. Oh my God. This person gets nutrition in their body. For shame. For shame. This guy wears a fucking mask outside. I'm sure of it. Um,
You lose.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
But the title said, he's not even a vegan. How are you not a vegan? One, making that argument, and your name is Dr. Plant. Dr. Plant. Unless Bill Gates put him there, and he's like, he's a plant. He's a Dr. Plant. That sounds like sounds like something from like, what was the guy's name? Like the evil guy from like Crash Bandicoot. It's like, Dr. Plant. Like, my name is Dr. Plant. I'm going to take over the world with soy and atrazine. He jerks off with a condom on. Fuck yeah. Let's get a little America there. It's all right. It's all right.
Fuck yeah!
I cannot wait to eat a steak. That just makes me want to eat steak more. Any of these like stupid chode videos and vegan shit just makes me want to go eat steak more.